Sony has decided to take a very interesting route with the Uncharted movie. Now, for those of you who do not know, Uncharted finally did get around to casting Nathan Drake. And Tom Holland from Spider-Man Homecoming is going to be playing Nate. Now, it's notable to note that he is also playing a younger version of Nate, meaning that the Uncharted movie is going to serve as a prequel to the games rather than an adaptation. Now, this still has potential to be screwed up. There's no denying that. This still has potential to be a very shitty adaptation of a video game. Regardless of it being a sequel, regardless of it having an original plot, there's still so many ways they could screw it up. But we'll get into that in a little bit. First off, let's talk about why setting this up as a prequel is such a great idea. One thing in the Uncharted universe that I really enjoyed was its characters. I feel like going back and exploring the main character's past a little bit more, giving us more of a grounded story of what exactly went on with him during his time that he met up with Sully and where he came to the point where he was, would be excellent. I feel like that this could in a way even develop the relationship between Sully and Nate even better. Of course, at this point, we would have to see Sam come along. We would have to see Sam incorporated in the story, because Uncharted 4 made it abundantly clear that Sully knew who Sam was. That at one point during their history, Sam and Sully had met, but they never really liked each other. So I think with Sony going off on that route, we could potentially see something good if done right. And I think if they get the right director behind there, the right cast, the right script writers, whether they be fans of the series, people who are close to the series, even if they were to somehow get Neil Druckmann or somebody else from Naughty Dog who worked closely on the Uncharted franchise that understands the characters and the story, I feel like this could really go far. But like I did mention, there are ways that Sony could go and completely screw this up. Let's talk about this. Sony wants to do a prequel, which means it would be an original idea. The first thing that Sony could do to completely dismiss any credibility of setting up this prequel would be to not follow the source material, not pay attention to the key details, because your fans, the Uncharted fans, the people who are going to really go see this movie, are going to pick apart your plot if there is any indiscrepancies. This is key. And I feel like casting Tom Holland as Nathan Drake, they have a little bit more leeway than they do with some of the other characters, and we'll get into that here in just a moment. But this essentially could be portrayed as a growing up story in a way for Nate, taking Nate from the young boy that we saw in the sequence when he first met Sully, up to the point where he became the Nathan Drake that we all know and love today. There is a way that they can kind of show that transition about how Nate became who he is today. But on a side note, there are other characters that they have to pay a keen eye to. The first one is Sully. If Sully is going to be in the game, he's already established as an adult. His personality has already been established. We already know how he kind of is. There are some things in his personality that may be different. There may be, that relationship building towards Nate that we've kind of seen and respected. But Sully is the character out of that would least change, because he's not a kid growing up. Instead, he is Nate's mentor. His personality is set. We already have an understanding of what Sully is like, and that's not going to change. Now, the other thing they need to pay attention to make this good is the relationship between Sully and Drake. I feel this is key. I feel Sully's character has to have a part of this movie in some way, shape, or form, because Sully's character is so pivotal to Nate's character arc that you can't just dismiss him out of the movie and not introduce him. So they have to find that right actor to play Sully. That is one of the biggest things that they have to do. There is also potential for characters from the other series to pop up as well, if this is something that they choose to do. Marlowe from Uncharted 3, my personal favorite Uncharted villain. Lazarevich, yes, was a very strong character, but Marlowe was a master at mind games. She was pure maniacal evil. And I love the lady for that reason. She is one of my favorite video game villains of all time because she was so evil, and it showed through the way she talked. She was a sophisticated evil, very proper in the way she did things. She was very evil and very scheming the way she did it. Just a compelling character. This would be something that they would have to also bring across as well. I think if they were to put Marlowe in there or introduce Marlowe in some way, shape, or form, and who knows if they would, if they redid that scene, they'd have to hit her personality and get that actress just spot on that could deliver that performance and do it amazingly. But yes, I feel like Sony might have a chance. I feel like Sony may be able to give us the experience that we are looking for. I feel like setting up a prequel is a great way for them to introduce video game movies and how to do them right. Thoughts, opinions, leave those down below in the comment box. Let me know what you guys think. Who knows, maybe I'm completely wrong and this movie will completely flop. I'm not going to dismiss that at all. I want to have hope though. I want to give it a chance and see what comes out of this. I'm curious to hear what you guys think, so let me know down below. Be sure to hit subscribe there for any new content will come your way. You guys are watching The Spoony Bard, and most importantly, stay happy, be happy, game happy. The Spoony Bard is checking out.